What is up, my friends? How are we? And you are very welcome along to our Spurs preview here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds travel down to London tomorrow night to take on Spurs in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. It is an 8 p.m. kickoff, which means our watch-along will begin from 6:45. Hope you can join us for it, where of course we'll do the normal watch-along, player ratings, match reaction, and everything else you would expect on a match day. So over the course of this video, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you a little bit of an injury update ahead of the game. Then we're going to have a look at our recent head-to-heads with Spurs and, of course, their form coming into it. I'll go through then and give you my predicted 11, and we'll finish up with a score prediction. And you guys, well, you know what I'm about to say. Let us know your thoughts below. Drop a like if, of course, you like the video. And, of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So we're going to get straight into it, and we're going to start off with a bit of an injury update, which will be a short one because we know the only player really missing here for us is Joe Gomez, who is going to be out for the foreseeable, and that will give Arne Slot many options to rotate for this game. Canade came back in at the weekend. Will he start again? What's the situation with Conor Bradley? And of course, will we see Federico Chiesa? These are all questions that we will get answers to when we see the team selection. So before we get stuck into my predicted 11, let's have a look at Spurs' recent form and of course our head-to-heads with Spurs. Right, so Premier League in 24-25 finished Tottenham 3, Liverpool 6 in what is the highest scoring game of the season and one of the games of the season. After that in 23-24 it was Liverpool 4, Tottenham Hotspur 2, and then Spurs beat us in that, well, very contentious game down at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last season. You might remember from the Luis Diaz goal getting ruled out. Spurs' own form coming into this, as you can see, not really great. In the Carabao Cup, they beat Manchester United 4-3. Then they lost 6-3 to Liverpool in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest beat them 1-0 at the City Ground. There was a draw between themselves and Wolves at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And their last Premier League game was a 2-1 loss to Newcastle. So, as you can see, I'm hoping for Liverpool to go down there and inflict further misery on Ange Postecoglou's side, who, let's be honest, can't really defend too well and are certainly porous. Now, it's very well and good saying that, but we got to go there and get the job done. They're going to be up for this. This is Ange's cup final. Well, it's his cup final before the cup final. You get what I mean? He needs a trophy. He wants a trophy. Spurs fans are desperate for a trophy. So I think they're going to come at us all guns blazing. So I haven't perhaps gone as weak as maybe many would like in my team selection. So let's go through it now and have a look, and you guys can critique as you see fit in the comment section. So, as always, we're starting off with the goalkeeper and the centre-backs, and I do expect a change in the goalkeeping department because this is Caoimhín Kelleher's tournament, so this is what I'm going for. Kelleher in goal. And then I don't think we really have any choice but to go with Canade and Virgil van Dijk. The reason I feel comfortable doing it is, yes, it's a short turnaround from the last game, but it's Accrington Stanley at the weekend in the FA Cup. So surely we can get the players a game here and then rest them up for pretty much 6 days then before we play Forest in the league. So that's why I'd go with Virgil and Canade for this one, because we won't need them again at the weekend. Still with me? Well, let's move into the full-back positions and see what I've gone for here. Have I kept Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back? Who's in at left back? Let's have a look. Of course I haven't kept Trent Alexander-Arnold in at right back. I haven't lost my mind. Now look, I'm aware that Bradley might not be able to last the full 90, so we may need Trent to come off the bench, but I do think this is a great opportunity to maybe take Trent out of the limelight, give him a minute to get his head together and allow Conor Bradley to come in and show what he can do. On the other side, I think it's time to give Robbo a bit of a rest and allow Costas to get a start. Maybe the manager feels like he can go with Robbo again. At this point, honestly, at left back, I don't know. Whichever one I pick, I think we're all going to have some doubts about it. We're not seeing the same Andy Robertson week in and week out that we're used to. And Costas, well, his form has always been a little bit up and down. So that is the back five for me. Kelleher in goal, Bradley at right back, Costas at left back, with Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk in the centre-back positions. Now into midfield, where this was a difficult decision because obviously I want to rest Ryan Gravenberch because he has played a lot of football, and if we can rest him here and then rest him at the weekend against Accrington Stanley, you give him a nice little 8-9 days worth of rest there before before the Nottingham Forest game. So my midfield looks like this. With Turo Endo to come in and anchor the base of the midfield, Harvey Elliott and Alexis McAllister. The reason I feel comfortable putting in Alexis McAllister is he did have that enforced 10-day break because of his suspension, so he shouldn't really be suffering from fatigue at this point. And Harvey Elliott, I just think, deserves a starting opportunity, and this feels like a good opportunity for us to do it. So with Turo Endo, Harvey Elliott and Alexis McAllister is my ideal midfield trio for this one. Again, I don't know what the story is with Dominic Szoboszlai, if he's going to be recovered from his illness. If he is, maybe the manager feels like giving him a run out. But until then, or until I know the state of his illness, this is what I'm going for. So again, let me know below what you think. Moving into the attacking areas now, and I guess there was some decisions to be made here, but ultimately I want to win, so this is what I'm going for. In the wide areas, Mohamed Salah on the right-hand side and Luis Diaz on the left-hand side. This is nothing to do with dropping Cody Gakpo, by the way. It's just that Diaz was taken off in the game, so I think maybe he can get some more minutes, and maybe Cody Gakpo can then come on later in the game if needs be. So Diaz to start on the left, Salah on the right. And who have I gone for through the centre? Have I gone for Darwin Núñez? Have I gone for Cody Gakpo, Diogo Jota, Federico Chiesa? I've gone for Diogo Jota because, again, I think it's the right time to reintroduce him in now after coming back from his injury, building up some minutes. It makes sense for me to start Diogo Jota here. So that is my predicted 11. Once again, just to run through it quickly for you. Kelleher, Bradley, Costas, Canade and Virgil van Dijk. Then in midfield with Turo Endo, Harvey Elliott and Alexis McAllister. Up top, Mohamed Salah, Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota. So that's all of the predictions except for one thing. The score prediction. And this was a difficult one because when you play Spurs, as we said earlier on this season, anything is possible. A 2-0, a 6-3, who knows? So my best guess was a narrow 2-1 victory for Liverpool. I don't think it's going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. As I said, it is a huge one for Spurs. It's their best chance of some silverware and they're at home. I think they're going to come out all guns blazing. But ultimately, I hope that we're just a little bit too strong for them and we can take a narrow lead back to Anfield for the second leg. Maybe you guys think differently. Maybe, I was hovering around the 2-2 draw as well. But ultimately, with the result against United, I feel like Liverpool need a response, and going down to Spurs and getting a win, I think could inject a little bit of positivity into what I'm sure is a frustrated dressing room at the minute. So that is it from me, ladies and gentlemen, for my predicted 11. I'm going for a 2-1 victory for the Reds. That is the team. You've got the update with regards to injuries and everything, so now it's over to you guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree with my starting 11? What would you have done differently? And of course, remember, we do have Accrington Stanley at the weekend, so that's why I've gone a little bit stronger than maybe I would have. And you're also in the semi-final of a cup competition, and when you get to the semi-final, you best be thinking about winning it. As you can see from the graphic, our watch-along starts 6:45 p.m. tomorrow. Join us for it. Remember, it'll just be one 90-minute game tomorrow. Second legs to come at Anfield. We will have a couple of things in this. They are trialling that new system where the referee explains VAR decisions to the stadium, so we'll see what that works out like as well. Until then, my friends, appreciate your support. We'll catch up with you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.